Well, this is the wrong time of year to visit this, but we're going to anyway. It's for the winter garden now. It's a long time to plan ahead, and now isn't the time to even go into discussion, but you can see what this looks like in the middle of winter. Really fiery. Midwinter fire, in fact, this cornice is called. Well, just let's see what interest there is at the moment in the garden, and one or two plants I want to highlight. What we're going to do on this walk through the gardens is just highlight a few plants that look good now and should look good or coming into flower and look good through July and August, which is often a dull time in gardens. One plant that I think you would be advised to get if you don't already have it is Bressingham. And it's stressed out a little bit here because it's rather dry on the edge of this conifer, but look at the contrast we've got between that. Well, now this is just a bit of contrast really, what you want in the winter as well as the summer, but the leaves are not on this in the winter of course, but it's a variegated form. See the white spot there, but it's got scorched a little bit, so semi-shade is good, and this has got rather dry, but the contrast between that and the Ophiopogon here is very good. This is one of my favorite grasses, really. It's fantastic, and it's a species, Perennials orientalis, and it flowers from now, which is July, pretty well through the summer. Not so good later in probably September, October, but hey, we want to get through the summer first. And it's good in combination with other things, the Ophiopogon and the grass here, the golden grass. Yeah, this is really a great plant, and although these are well-established plants, I think that you could get some of the seedlings from this from us at our online nursery, Bressingham Gardens. Well, this is part of the winter garden is about foliage. Foliage in winter, foliage at this time of year. Some things, like the cotinus there, is not in leaf in the winter. But in summer it provides a background of purple, which is not among the other conifers in the background here. And then if you move yourself across to this when I planted it was a rather skinny looking plant, and I trained it over an archway and made a rather nice entrance. It's called Cedrus Atlantica Glauca pendula. If you can remember the name and certainly remember the plant, it's worth getting and training. Well, we're now in the summer garden, and it is summer, so I suppose it's the right place to go. Well, this is something that normally I wouldn't show you because it's not a place to visit. But it does illustrate, in fact, the problem we've had with weeds here. We've got couch grass, which runs in amongst other things, gets in the middle of other plants, and it has had one spray of a chemical, and you can see it's come back. So we'll have to spray it yet again and make sure that it's cleared up before we replant, hopefully in September, possibly next spring. Well, we're still in the summer garden, and although it's under renovation, you might say, this I couldn't pass without really looking at it, and that's a cotinus, and we might have seen those around in different gardens to our own. Perhaps you have it in this garden too. Most years it comes forward with really good flowering in form of Cotinus americanum. Now there's another plant here which I want to draw attention to. Normally speaking, pampas grass, which we all know is not the ideal plant perhaps for every garden, but pampas grass normally flowers in September. Here it's flowering in July, so there's a very good one called Patagonia, and it's one that you ought to consider doing because look at the effect that the pumice grass is having with those yews in the background. Well, this is where we enter the original garden, which is my father's. He called it the Dell Garden till I called mine Adrian Foggy Bottom Garden. Then there was Alan Bloom's garden. Anyway, that beside a personal point. But you look at the original island beds that he created with perennials. The idea was to have taller plants in the middle, shorter ones at the outside, and you could walk all the way around the bed without any staking. And of course we were perennial growers at the time, and Bressingham Hall just lying behind. So eventually he took in 6 acres and had 48 beds and about 4,500 different varieties of perennials. The common name for this in the United States, where it came from, is sneezeweed. I don't think that's very complimentary at all, but the heleniums really are very good perennials, and they come in a variety of colours, which we'll see this month and also next month during August. And also the daylilies, which are hemicellus, which come from Japan and China. These are really incredible if you look at them, and of course in this very hot summer they're looking very good indeed. They do like a hot summer, which they normally get in these countries. But funnily enough, they have become very popular in the United States. Hostas and hemicellus are 2 of the big plants. And you can see how much in depth these are too. If you look at the flowers, fantastic. Yeah, this is Crocosmia lucifer, which is a great plant. My father introduced it many years ago, and if you ask anybody, certainly this will be the one Crocosmia they know. It so happens that we have got plants available this time from the nursery. But it's just coming out now. Will last through July, depends on the weather, probably into August, and probably fading out as we get through to September. This is by way of a thistle, but a really outstanding thistle, globe flower, and beautiful blue colour, silver on the outside. Well, this is just a summer glory in a way. It's called Nyphophia Tawny King, which is outstanding. It's been around for a few years, but not probably many people know it. Large heads. What is that, a pink? Orange? Bit of both. Well, we're still in the Dell Garden, but I thought I'd just point out the penstemon and the use of penstemons in the garden. They're good flowering, I suppose you would call them shrubs mostly, but sometimes they're classed as perennials. but they're mostly hardy, but not all. But they do provide a long period of interest, a long period of colour. That pink one over there, can't think of the name, is looking very good, and some other ones around here, purple, blue, almost blue, elsewhere look very good.